I wrote a piece this past week that focused on the events of June 12th, 1984, 40 years ago this week, one of the biggest 180-degree reversals in Ontario political history. Let me set the scene here. Bill Davis is the Premier of Ontario. On the 12th of June, 1984, he got up in the legislature and shocked everybody by saying, "We are going to extend public funding to the end of high school for the Catholic school system." At that point, Catholic schools were only funded to the end of grade 10. And what made this so noteworthy for him to do this was that in 1971, when he became the new leader of the PC party and Premier of Ontario, he called a press conference to say, "I've heard what the bishops want. I know they want full funding for the separate school system. The answer is no. Oh, and we're going to have an election." And they called an election, and Mr. Davis won a majority even bigger than the one he inherited from John Robarts. He won that in part because Ontario was a very different place back then. White, Protestant, not much ethnicity. The Tory base kind of liked him sticking it to the Catholics by saying no to Ontario's Roman Catholics.
At a time when sectarian politics were a bit more intense.
Right on, right on. Okay, having said that, I've talked to lots of people over the years, including Mr. Davis, about this. It always bothered him that he won that election kind of playing that political/religion/education card. He felt a bit guilty about it. So he kept the lines of communication open with the bishops over the years, and they got to a point where he said, "When I judge that the time is right, I will do this for you." 12th of June, 1984, he deemed that the time was right, and so he got up and made the announcement. There were a lot of people on the Tory backbenches who were not happy about it, but they'd been told before the announcement, when Mr. Davis announces this, you get up on your feet and you applaud. And they dutifully did. But it masked a lot of unhappiness with this policy. Fast forward, Mr. Davis retires.